not so much about the cars, the clothes, and this is all tying into what we are speaking about. Because the man of the world, he's going to be more focused on the carnal, the bread, which obviously we need bread. Bread represents what? The food, your sustenance. But we're not focused on this. Right, the outwards. And I'm on verse 4. Thy raiment waxed not old upon thee, neither did thy foot swell. So that's what they should have been taking heed to. That, look, hold on a minute, 40 years. That's like me walking around with these trainers for 7 years, and they still look fresh from the day I bought them. They were not paying attention to the spiritual aspect of things. They were more focused on the carnal.
The now.
Yes. These 40 years thou shalt, and their foot did not swell. These 40 years thou shalt also consider in thine heart. So it says consider, to think upon, to regard of the miracles in thine heart, thy mind, that as a man chasteneth his son, so the Lord Yahawah Yahawashi chasteneth thee. And this is what they didn't have it to mind. It was not given to them, as it mentioned in Matthew 13 and 10. You know.
This is 1 Peter, the 1st chapter and the 6th verse. Wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, ye are in heaviness through manifold temptations, that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than gold that perisheth, though it be tried in the fire, might be found unto praise and honour and glory at the appearing of Yahawashi HaMashiach.
So right now we're in heaviness through manifold. Manifold means many. Many temptations, and the major part of temptation is going to be the hour of temptation, the RFID chip. That's going to be it's going to be the major time of temptation. But it says we're in manifold temptations, heaviness. It said.
Revelations, the 3rd chapter, brother.
Right. But your trying of your faith more. What did it say? That your trying of your faith be more precious than fine gold. So we are that gold. But what? We're being purified. We're being purged, because there's still particular.
Dross.
Yeah, that dross. It's the mannerisms, particular things that Yahawashi sees within us that are not so good. You know, a little bit of niggerisms. So what happens? Yahawashi has to chastise us so we can get purged of these things. So when an elder or any brother gets on us, it's because there's maybe things within our character that are lacking, and that's what I'm learning as well. So when I get rebuked now, I think, you know what? You get emotional about it. I'm going to think about it, and if you're spiritual, you're going to think, you know what? There's things in your character that's Yahawah's getting rid of. What? That dross.
Because a lot of the times, man, like, you don't see what's wrong with you all the time.
True.
It takes somebody from outside looking in that has to see.
True.
You know?
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind as well.
This is 1 Peter 1 verse 13. Wherefore gird up the loins of your mind, be sober, and hope to the end for the grace that is to be brought unto you at the revelation of Yahawashi HaMashiach, as obedient children, not fashioning yourselves according to the former lusts in your ignorance. But as he which have called you is holy, so be ye holy in all manner of conversation.
Oh, the water, brother.
That's right. So gird up your mind. You know what? You want to break that down? I'll leave that to you.
All right. So it says.
Read it over and you can just break it down.
Yeah, there's a little bit more. I'll read it again. 1 Peter 1 verse 13. Wherefore, gird up the loins of your mind, be sober, and hope to the end for the grace that is to be brought unto you at the revelation of Yahawashi HaMashiach. So basically, you're supposed to be strong-minded in this thing.
That's it,
Not
brother.
be like flip-flopping, like, oh, but I'm not sure if this is true, but there's certain scriptures, I don't agree with that. And, what's the other one? What's the one they always say? But I'm not sure about the name of the Lord. You know, is it Jehovah? Is it Yeshua? You know, I'm not sure about this camp. I'm not sure about Great Millstone. You know, I'm kind of watching a bit of everybody. That's not being strong-minded. That's being.
Come on.
Lucky's going to say something.
I was gonna say that's not carried it to every wind of doctrine at a chance.
Yes. Let me get that.
That's like you're not grounded, man. You're building your house on sand, and that's a poor foundation. So it goes on to say, as obedient children, not fashioning yourselves according to the former lusts in your ignorance. So when you come into this truth, you're supposed to put off those things that you were conducting yourself in before. And you're not supposed to be looking back and thinking, oh, but I missed doing that. You know, you're not supposed to be looking back at your former life and thinking, oh, but I gave this up and I miss it and I want to go back to that. You're supposed to be looking forward to the coming of Yahawashi, to the coming of the kingdom.
Right, beautiful.
So it says, as obedient children, not fashioning yourselves according to the former lusts in your ignorance, but as he which hath called you is holy, so be ye holy in all manner of conversation. So this is the thing. When a man of wisdom usually isn't quick to speak. This is just something I've observed from my own life. It's like the people who are quick to speak are usually the ones who are
They got less substance.
less substance, and they're going to speak out their own wickedness that's in their spirit. Because as the elder said earlier, you're only going to speak of what's in your mind. So people who are worldly, they're going to be talking about, going out to the club and committing adultery with the next man's woman and taking pride in all of that stuff. That's the manner of conversation that's not holy. Because they're not meditating on the things which are holy. They're meditating on the things which are profane and that appeal to the lusts of their own flesh. You got something?
Yeah, I've got some.
No,
This is Ecclesiastes 20. Did you finish that precept or was there more on it?
there's a bit more, I'll read down.
Yeah, finish off on it.
But as he which have called you is holy, so be ye holy in all manner of conversation. So lucky, if I might just say one thing as well. This is why I hate watching TV. I stopped watching television back from 2002, man, because I found...
That's a long time, brother. That's what, 19 years?
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, I watch DVDs or whatever, but I don't watch broadcast television because that's when the Most High started waking me up. And I found that the manner of conversation on the television was completely unholy. Because surrounding, they started very, very gradually to put more and more wickedness on the TV, to where we've got the situation now where you can't turn on a television now without seeing two sodomites kissing. So like, I read an article yesterday, Lord willing I'll do a video on it, that there's a Cadbury's cream advert, Cadbury's cream egg advert on TV where it's got two sodomites lip kissing with the cream egg in their mouth. And the television complaints, Ofcom or whatever, they got complaints from multiple people on this advert, and the newspaper spun it saying that, oh, these ignorant homophobic people complaining about this advert when there's nothing wrong with it, and it's good to see diversity on TV. This thing's become so wicked that you can't even turn on your TV without inviting that shit in your home. So that's why I don't watch it.
And still putting up the TV taxes.
Oh, the TV license.
Oh yeah.
That keeps on going up and going up.
Yeah.
If you can find that scripture.
Yeah, I haven't been watching TV in 8 years, man.
I don't watch TV really.
But I think my TV in the garbage area.
When an unclean spirit
Put that shit away,
has
man.
gone out of a man.
Let me get a scripture before you get that, brother.
Bring it out.
Right? Revelations 22:11. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he that is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still.
Speak on that.
Go on, brother.
Speak on it.
Go on.
So he that is holy, let him be holy. He that is what does it say? He that is
Filthy.
filthy, let him be filthy. So if a guy wants, if you're bringing out these scriptures and the guy wants to continue in his wickedness, wayward doctrines, whatever it may be, left him. You know why? Because you bring out the word. It tells you in Ezekiel, if you don't warn the wicked man from his wicked way, then that's good. You're going to be held accountable. But if you warn them, blood's off our hands.
That's
so,
right,
you
brother.
know.
Yeah. And you also got those scoffers, the die-hard scoffers. I'm talking about the die-hard scoffers that really just want to take away your energy, your time from focusing on something that is good and holy. So I even learned about all that in Christianity, because you got people some people in sincere, they go to learn about the Most High, learn about God, But you got some people that they just go there to when they want to check woman. And all they want to do is get, a man is a man, but to really just waste time, to cause trouble. So they're the people. I said to myself, boy, man, I don't want to get. I'm learning, talking from experience. I don't want to get bogged down with people's folly, because people will drain you, and you come home and you feel tired. So that's what we're saying. Let the people who's wicked, let them be wicked, and let the people who is holy, and we are going to eventually separate from them. And that's what I try to always focus to stay positive, to focus on the time when there ain't going to be no more wicked people around me, And yeah, back to you.
This is Matthew 12 and verse 43. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none.
Stop there. So when an unclean spirit, what's the unclean spirit? That's that spirit. Whatever you were taught in or whatever you were doing in the world, that unclean spirit leaves. So once you hear this truth, them spirits leave. That
Right.
one spirit leaves you.
Right.
Okay?
Continue.
Continue.
Verse 44. Then he saith, I will return unto my house from whence I came out.
Come
And
on.
when he is come out, he findeth it empty, swept and garnished.
Stop there, please. So it comes out, but when he returns, it finds it empty, swept and garnished. Completely empty. So nothing's in there. The knowledge, the wisdom, the knowledge and understanding ain't there anymore. So when a man don't just fall out of the truth within a day. It's a process. You start to see a pattern. You know, maybe it will mark 2 weeks at camp, stops coming to camp, 3 weeks and it gets longer, stops doing videos. So it's a process. You know? And that's why the apostles constantly say 1 video a day. That wasn't to be hard on no one. It was for our own good.
Yeah.
Come on.
Not that every brother's gonna do that, because there's still brothers that ain't doing that. But when they're not doing that, they just come back and
Yeah.
make up for it.
Yeah.
Why? Because them spirits are always looking for an opening. What's them spirits, like you were saying, Caleb? That old man you were saying about people thinking about
Of the lusts of the world.
Yeah.
Having a desire for the
And-
things that are left behind.
yeah, what? That's a demon wanting to get back up, get back in there.
It's lucky, man. Say something. I remember a little while ago when they were talking about doing building their new Nazareth. Was it? I can't remember what the group of guys were. They're trying to buy some land in
You
Georgia.
talking about the Hashawah camp, right?
Yeah, where they're saying they want to get some land and they're going to cultivate it and build a Israelite community.
Yeah, Chief Ephraim, I think. you're
Yeah,
talking about.
Chief Ephraim, it was brought out that he was posting up pictures on his social media of when he was back in the world. You know, things like, the things that you do back in the world, and he's posting these pictures as if they were like things to be proud of. And I think it was the elder Manatazak was saying, why are you doing that? That's the old man. Why are you even looking back at that with admiration for things that you're doing in the world? So that's what I had to say.
Well, you know what that shows? Well, because he never really put off the old man.
There you go.
That's what that
the point.
shows, because he wouldn't be doing that, And that's why it's so fundamental. It didn't take me long. What the fuck? Not even what? A year, less than that, brothers. And I thought that was a big weight off my shoulders. That's why you got to read the scriptures about love, not the world. When I first heard that, it was the brothers from GMS London Central. They were telling me the lust of the flesh, love not the world.
That's it.
That was a huge weight off my shoulders. You know what I thought? Really? I don't got to live up to the expectations of the world?
Nope.
Big weight off my shoulders.
Nice.
I was
nice,
happy about
nice,
that.
Nice,
because
nice.
I was a person that, look, I'm going to tell you, I was that guy that had the I would have the champagne. I would organize everything. I would have the champagne, the nice clothes. I'd be that man that would have the money, get things ready. But now, I'm in this truth. I'll wear the same, never enough the same jacket. Every day.
Yeah.
The same pants.
Yeah,
Without
it's clean.
Without washing it.
That whole lifestyle's changed. All my nice jackets,
Yeah.
my Stone Island, my Ralph Lauren, I had to give that to my brother. I don't want it anymore. And that's spiritual, because the elder was saying about getting certain things that you don't need. Just get rid of it. Less is more.
Come on, that's it.
Because the less you have, the more you're able to just leave that. But the more you have, you go looking at these things now. Oh man, got a
Should I really give it up?
pair of 110s there, some Nike says, some Averix jacket, some Xbox and this and that, just worldly things. So these are attachments. So that's why Yahawashi said, lay up for yourselves treasures upon earth.
Come on.
On heaven. That was a saying. That was saying.
That's nice, man. These people.
Lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, not upon earth, where neither moth and rust doth corrupt.
Come on.
Can I add something to what you said?
Bring it back.
What you were saying about giving up your clothes and wearing the same jacket near enough every day. Another part of that, which might seem, to me it seems simple now, but a lot of guys find it hard to keep a beard on their face because they don't want to look rough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They wanna keep shaving or lining up their beard and lining up their hair.
Pretty boy.
Because they want to look like a pretty boy because they want to look acceptable to the world.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when I stopped lining up my hair and just let it grow wild and let my beard go. My brother was like, "You need to get a line up, man. You need to get a haircut." My mum was like, "Oh, you need to get a haircut. You look rough. All this kind of shit."
We've all been
Now they don't do it anymore because I am just how I am.
We've all
but
been there, brother.
yeah, the thing is, it's for me, it's a weight off the shoulders, man. Just
Can't.
just to accept how you are. This is how the Lord made you, and the scriptures say a man's beard is a sign of manly dignity.
Yeah.
You know, so like I was watching something yesterday, and I see a lot of Jake. They shave off their heads and they shave off. Their heads.
Yeah.
That Egyptian spirit is still on Jake.
Yes.
Still in that spirit of wanting to look like, or even if you go back to ancient Rome, you know, a lot of those Edomites had bald heads and bald faces.
Yeah.
A lot of Jakes still want to fit in with this Roman system.
Yeah, can I just add to that, Baba Kushab? Because I remember when I had alopecia, believe it or not, once upon a time, until I started to look after put the right things in my hair, because I was putting all the rubbish in my hair. So when I went to the dermatology, right, because I had it, and they would say, the Edomite woman, she would say, shave off your hair. A lot of men are doing it. So it's the woman. As a lot of the time, it's the woman, because it's very. They see it. They say it's very sexy. You know, the Edomite woman especially, but you know, Jake as well. Yeah, go on.
So lucky, man. I just give a little brief testimony of myself as well. When I was young, like 4 or 5 years old, my hair was. No, when I was a baby, I had patchy hair. Then it started to grow in, and I left afro when I was a little boy. But there was a time when, like around the 1990s, you know, everybody started having high tops and stuff. So I had a high top. And then what the barbers would do is they'd start, you know, put designs in your hair, like patterns and stuff. I used to get my hair cut like that. And then I started to notice that I started getting bald patches.
Yes.
And I didn't know why. And my parents didn't know why. They took me to the hospital, all this kind of stuff. And they couldn't find out why I was having these bald patches. Eventually, when I stopped doing that, like, you know, lineups and stuff, to let my hair grow, it came back in fully. And I noticed further on down the road in life, whenever I'm doing something that's going off, I notice that sometimes, like, I'll start getting bald patches in my head, or I'll start getting rashes in my skin if I start doing things which are clearly going off. So it's interesting how the Most High works on certain levels.
That's and right. You know, so, and I just want to just be blunt and say this, man. Like this world here, like as a man, you're supposed to be basically a hole pleaser. You pleasing other hoes. You trim yourself to, like the scripture says. What is it? You just
seek love.
That's what you're doing. And when, like the women that you're pleasing, they've already been around. And I always say this. I haven't said it in a long time. I want to keep saying it, right? Because these women, man, they've been around from rod to rod to rod. I mean, like the average chick probably been around with 30 men already. You the 31st dude that she's dealing with. But you was doing all of this trimming your way and shaving and trying to please her. But she got all kind of, you know, spit up in her from different kinds of men.
And she doesn't appreciate you anyway when you're doing it. So fuck her. I hear you, bro. I hear you.
Sometimes you gotta be blunt, man. You know. I didn't mean to come out like that, but that's just how it goes.
That hairstyle.
The Proverbs.
That hairstyle is a that high top. I remember that. That was like a 90s style. My uncle used to rock that. The high top. That's a that's a Canaanite. Canaanite style, because the Canaanites used to do that, shave the round of their heads. And it tells you that in the law. That's why it's so important to get into the law. I'm speaking for myself as well. I need to read the law, because this is what we're going to be judging the nations by.
Exactly.
The laws, statutes, and commandments. So it would be a good idea to get into the laws. And some of them may surprise you. Apostle Tahar, Elder Apostle Tahar, done videos upon the law, and some of the laws will surprise you. Okay? Because a lot of the things you get stoned for, you'd be surprised some of the laws when you read them. You know?
So like, let me say something. Even that scripture says, do not follow the multitude to do sin. Right?
Yeah.
You know that one there, right?
Multitude to do evil.
To do evil. Thank you for correcting, brother. You know, simple things in the world, like, I remember one of my ex-girlfriends used to say she likes me to wear a goatee beard. Right? And you know, that's all satanic too, you know, the goatee beard is satanic, you know that?
Right. It's chopping up your beard.
Chopping up, that's it, So, the things of this world, brother, the things of this world, you know?
I've got a precept.
Yeah, I used to always rock the goatee, man.
This is Sirach, chapter 26, verse 25. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will feareth the Lord. Now, I hate to say it, actually I don't hate to say it. A lot of these women out here are quite simply dogs. And it would behoove you to have the mindset to view them that way, because if you're in the mindset of, that's my baby girl, man, and she's all sweet because she's got a pretty face. I said it before, man. the biggest demons have the prettiest faces.
Oh yeah.
You know,
That's
and
facts.
she will destroy you. I mean, and the thing is, she can destroy you without necessarily physically fucking you up, but just making you be at odds with the Most High. Because if you're going with a woman that's an adulteress and you know, and you're still with her, you know, that's causing you to go off.
Right?
So it's dangerous, man.
And the scriptures say, he that committeth adultery lacketh understanding and destroyeth his own soul.
Yeah, man.
And what's the rage of a man? Jealousy.
Yep.
And that you can tie that in with the Heavenly Father. So what happens when he saw us committing idolatry?
You got jealous.
Yeah, that rage.
And just to top what you're saying, brother, it says that the Lord is a jealous power too.
Yes.
Yeah.
No?
True,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Yeah, in Nahum, I think Nahum is jealous power.
Yeah.
So lucky if I may mention something. I remember seeing Oprah Winfrey. You know, she's all into that. She promotes a lot of what do you call it? The pagan doctrines. What do you call them? Self-help books, which are really they call them New Age books.
New
but
Age,
they're really witchcraft.
Yeah.
Scientology, she's
Yeah.
into Scientology.
But I remember on one of her shows she was saying, "Oh, I remember reading the Bible and something didn't sit right with me. I read that God is jealous. And when I read that, I thought I can't serve a God like that.
Yeah, I've seen
I
that,
can't
I've seen
serve a
that,
God
I've
like
seen
that.
that, I've seen that.
And
Okay,
she's
come
basically telling on herself. You know what I mean?
That's wicked.
That's
To say something like that, like live, I've seen it as well, the clip.
yeah.
So I got something concerning, have you finished on that concerning the woman?
And before
Yeah,
you brothers go forward, I just want to just say this as well, because when I was coming down here around the train area, I think I was in I was in Hampstead, but I was getting the train. And I was in West Hampstead getting the train to here, and there was these women that came downstairs, like a wolf pack of them, and they was just drawing near and near to me, and they was standing right next to me. And I knew why they was standing next to me, because they wanted me to spit something to them. But I was like, man, I ain't got time for these women, you know. So I just slightly moved away and just looked on my phone, because I can't be bothered. I got this work to do. I ain't got time to be messing around with some Edomite harlots, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, they might have not have been Edomites, but I don't really care. I ain't got time, man. I got this work to be doing.
That's right.
I've got Ecclesiastes chapter 26.
Time is of the essence.
Sirach, chapter 26 and 9. Start at 8. A drunken woman and a gather abroad causeth great anger, and she will not cover her own shame.
Come on.
Yeah.
So a woman that's always drunk and
about.
out and gather abroad, she's jumping from house to house, from rod to rod. That's a woman that's going to cause what? Great anger, and great shame unto our parents, our family.
Exactly.
COVID.
Exactly.
The whoredom of a woman may be known
Looks.
in her haughty looks and eyelids, and that's something I've noticed a lot as well. The women with their these eyelashes, and they're flat in their eyes. That's really proud.
And the eyeliner and the deep red
eyeliner.
lipstick, or this pink deep pink lipstick.
Yeah.
Verse 10: If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly.
That's right, brother.
That discipline, lest she abuse herself
Which
through
Much
over
liberty.
much liberty. You're not supposed to give your daughter all this liberty, because now she becomes what? A whore. Okay, there's a reason why the father would keep the daughter in as well, for the right time, so they could be married to what? To the right man.
That's right.
You know? But if she's sleeping about in the ancient world, then who would marry her? So that's why all these customs, you have to read the law.
Yeah.
And you know what too, and even in the Middle East, they still do that to this day. There was this one story of this one guy, man, this rich Shah. I believe he's from Saudi Arabia, which all of the Shahs are rich anyway, but basically he trapped his daughter, he imprisoned his daughter, and she was complaining of how she was disallowed from going out, getting fresh air and everything like that. Yeah, there's a story on that, man. Recently. Put that bitch in prison, man.
Alright, so there's a lot of talk in the scriptures about what an evil woman is. There's also talk about what a good woman should do. Now, a lot of times, obviously as men, it's easy to look with our eyes and just think, yeah, that's a nice looking woman and all this kind of stuff. You get taken in by their beauty, but the scriptures say, you know,
You look upon their beauty.
yeah, look not upon the beauty and lust not after her. But here's what a good woman should be doing.
Right.
Is that the one where she's handling wool with flaxen in her hands?
That's right, yeah.
That's-
It says Proverbs 31 and 10. It says, who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her,
Come on.
so that he have no need of spoil. She will do good to him, and not evil, all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands.
Wow.
How many women do you know in this day and age that even sew anymore?
Yeah.
How many own a sewing machine?
Very
Yeah,
few.
yeah, yeah.
How many knit? They don't do that, man. They just go down to Primark and buy all this shit.
They can't even cook without burning up the rice or whatever they're cooking.
I know this
stop,
man.
bro.
So, continuing on, it says, she is like the merchant ships. She bringeth her food from afar.
Come on.
She riseth also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household, and a portion to her maidens. She considereth a field, and buyeth it. With the fruit of her hand she planteth a vineyard. She girdeth her loins with strength, and strengthen her arms. She perceiveth that her merchandise is good. Her candle goeth not out by night. She layeth her hands to the spindle. I mean, that's something like a spindle. You only hear about that in flipping fairy tales now with Cinderella. Ain't nobody sitting there with a spindle anymore, at least in the Western society. And I've got to say this, man, the Western women,
Yep.
the worst women you're going to find in
Yep.
this earth, man.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So it says,
Certainty.
she layeth her hands to the spindle, and her hands hold the distaff. She stretcheth out her hands to the poor, yea, she stretcheth forth her hands to the needy. She's not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. She maketh herself coverings of tapestry, her clothing is silk and purple. Her husband is known in the gates, when he sitteth among the elders of the land. She maketh fine linen and selleth it, and delivereth girdles unto the merchant. Strength and honour are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. She opened her mouth with wisdom, and her tongue is the law of kindness.
Come on.
You know, she looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness.
I want that woman.
Hey, and you're gonna get that one, Lord willing, you're gonna get that woman.
Come on.
Continuing drawing, so
Yeah.
that says it all. Spindle. You know what's a spindle? What you wove and what you're clothing.
Yeah.
That's it, brother. Yeah.
You know, and it says her merchandise is good.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what's the merchandise? What she's producing.
Wow.
So women can produce.
Right.
They should produce.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
not against women working.
Yeah.
So Esau, look, it's what he's done. The Rockefeller set that up so the woman could be out of the house and the man can be out of the house.
Yep.
Just to make more money for Esau.
Yep.
But no, a woman can work because he just read that in the scriptures.
And brainwashing the children while
Yeah.
the parents are not in the house. You know.
Yeah, man. I got a precept to what you just brought out because these are good precepts. But yeah, 26. Ecclesiastes of Sirach 26 and 1 says, "Blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife, for the number of his days shall be doubled." Right? Because I know the men they outnumber the women because a lot of the men, married men too, they die quicker than the woman. They die earlier than the woman. I wonder why. Yeah, that could be a sit down. Yeah. Days shall be doubled because you got a good woman. A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband, and a shameful. Let me start again. Let me take my time. A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace. Ross. I don't know about that one yet, boy. I ain't seen that yet, boy. 3. A good wife is a good portion which shall be given in the portion of them that fear the Lord. Boy.
Yep.
You know, I just think about the kingdom anyway, you know.
Yeah, because you're not gonna get them kind of women here, man. All you're gonna get is harlots. You know. That's all you're gonna get
Because
here.
they don't fear the Lord.
Exactly.
Last one, yeah. Jump down to 14 of 26 of Sirach 14 says, "A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed." Silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord.
Beautiful.
This is Sirach 25 verse 23. A wicked woman abaseth the courage, maketh a heavy countenance and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress, maketh weak hands and feeble knees.
They break your spirit. Yeah, go on, brother. You got it.
That's it. A woman, what does it say, make of a wounded spirit?
We can, yeah, wounded spirit, we get it.
That also lowers a man's testosterone.
Yep.
Because she ain't, in other words, she ain't a comfort to her husband.
That's it.
You know?
She makes weak hands and feeble knees.
And she ain't good for nothing. You know? Because when you go into a woman, what is it? It's a female servant. You know?
I was
So
gonna say that. Yep.
when a man would have what? Their children, they would not just give their children to anybody, because that children was a part of the household, and what? They were what? Part of what that building, part of the economy, which is what goes into a household.
Yes.
They add value. When you have children, they're supposed to add value. They're supposed to be good at something,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, because I remember going on the interview, because brothers usually bring out the other elder. He usually brings out, when you go to these jobs nowadays, they usually have a figurehead, which is the nigger woman in the front. And I've experienced a lot of that. So, and you have to, you have to play your cards right. You have to, you have to be wise as serpent is and stuff. So anyway, we got into a conversation, because I had to kind of really play it, yeah. And she asked me if I got children, yeah, because that's a lot of the things they want to know. Right? And I said no, right. I told her the truth. I said no, right. I kept the conversation light. And she said, and she wanted to ask more questions. I said, the reason why, I said, she said I look young. I said, because I ain't got no woman, I said to her. And the conversation just switched like that. And I had to tell the truth, but at the same time, I had to kind of drop it in a way where I still be friendly with her. You understand? But women, man, women will take away, you get grey hairs. I've seen it, I'm talking from experience, like from the Christian church. You get grey hairs, man losing their hair and all kind of thing. But the less you have to do with, generally speaking, the less you have to do with women nowadays, the more joyful you are, because you haven't got so much stress in your life.
Yes.
And if you're willing to take up stress, which that's a part of this system, if you're willing to take up a woman, then you've got to be prepared to take up stress. Yeah. And I've always been a free spirit, and brothers who know me know, so it's very difficult for me to be bogged down by a woman. But I think ahead. But if you're gonna get bogged down with a woman or deal with a woman, you got to be prepared to accept. Yeah. You're gonna have to take stress on your life.
Well, that's what the Apostle Paul said. The Apostle Paul said the same thing. When you have a woman, you will have trouble in the flesh.
Yeah. Fears not that you have any woman.
Yeah. Don't think it's gonna be an easy thing. Oh yeah, she's nice and dainty and soft and delicate. No. She's gonna fool you with that because she likes you. But once she gets to know you, she's gonna show you who she really is, and then she's gonna deliver you her baggages.
Yeah, and if she finds out you're free spirit as well, that's another thing. They're attracted to that, because they wanna tie your ass down.
Yes.
So yeah, it's all about learning anyway. It's lucky.
This is 1 Corinthians 7 verse 29. But this I say, brethren, that the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none.
That's it, brother. Yeah.
That's it. So those that had wives, be out there had none. Okay, that they don't even, like you're not fully attached to them. Not so much they don't exist, because obviously you have a wife, you have to look after it. But you don't have them strong attachments. And who knows? You have a wife, you're a man of the Lord, your wife might get saved.
Yeah.
I don't really want to speak on this topic because I'm not in that situation as this topic. I'd rather the elder speak on this topic.
Apostle Paul, okay, all right, well, I've got a precept, but
I ain't really in that situation, I'm single. Like,
let me find a precept, man. Find a precept about that.
I understand it, but it means more to someone that's actually in that situation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You're in the same position as Paul, because he had no wife.
Yeah.
Alright, bring it up. You still got that?
Yeah, but that was the end of that part.
Oh, there was more. What's that, Corinthians?
Yeah, let me read it again then. 1 Corinthians 7:29. But this I say, brethren, that the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none, and they that weep as though they wept not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoice not, and they that buy as though they possess not, and they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away.
Yep.
See how it's come full circle. Use this world but not abusing it. So we do the things that we have to do in this world. Not as wrong with making